Yesterday was a full day. Actually, no, that's not the right way to start. Last night was a long night. I fell asleep exhausted and hungry. Then, around 3:30 in the morning, I woke up, wide awake. Insomnia, not anxiety, not stress, just awake. And when you're awake at 3:30 in the morning, your brain does what brains do. It starts reviewing the footage. Not the footage on my camera, the footage in my head. And as I was laying there, I thought to myself, maybe I should tell this story. So that's what we're doing today. I'm out for a walk. Later, we'll stop somewhere for a coffee, and I'm simply going to tell you about yesterday. A day in the life of Scott, which sounds much more exciting than it actually is, because if you've ever wondered what an expat polymath does all day, the answer apparently is make questionable decisions while simultaneously overthinking them. Yesterday started with the gym. Well, almost. The gym was closed on Sunday. I didn't know that until after Mass. I'd already taken a rest day on Saturday, so I thought, alright, Monday morning it is. I had a boat trip to Sazan Island at 11 o'clock. No problem. Get up early. Walk an hour to the gym. Do an upper body workout. Walk to the meeting point. Simple. Except life is never really simple, is it? Now, I should mention that Sunday night I had an allergy attack. Consecutive sneezing to where it drives you not only nuts, but tired beyond belief. I went to bed early. Fortunately, I slept pretty well. So I woke up early enough on Monday to begin this adventure, and here's where being an expat gets funny. There are things you never really think about when you're home. For example, will there be a bathroom on this boat? Nobody tells you that adulthood eventually becomes one long series of logistical decisions surrounding toilets. So I didn't drink anything. I hydrated the night before and just hoped for the best. I walked the hour to my gym. The water at the gym was off, so I didn't know if I'd be able to shower before I left. I did my workout. Thankfully, the water was on, so I took my second shower for the day, went to a local market and bought a whey protein shake for 120 lek. That's about $1.25 American, roughly €1, about a pound if you're British. I've developed this weird habit now of translating currencies in my head for all of you. That's probably an expat thing. You stop belonging entirely to one place. You begin living in translation, or maybe that's just a YouTuber thing. Anyway, according to Fitbit, by the end of yesterday, I'd accumulated over 4.5 hours of active zone minutes, and that got me thinking, at what point does healthy become unhealthy? At what point is the cost greater than the reward? Because my feet hurt, my calves hurt. I can barely move my arms today. My neck still hurts. Am I pushing myself too hard, or is the residual pain from the crappy captain on the boat bouncing us to and fro? At any rate, I remember being 120 pounds heavier during the pandemic, and I never want to go back there. So, I'm one of those people who walk around at crosswalks or do calf exercises waiting to cross the street until the signal changes. But then another question enters my head. Why am I doing this? For health? For longevity? For vanity? For a summer body? The Stoics would probably say none of those should be the ultimate goal. Cicero might remind us that moderation is a virtue. And yet here I am, a man who walked an hour to a gym before spending an entire day on a boat? Moderation isn't my strongest quality. Anyway, so I walk and arrived at the meeting point and met up with a friend. Immediately another problem, bathroom. The tour operator didn't have one, so I went next door, but I had to buy something first. 150 lek for a cappuccino. Is a cappuccino worth the price of a urine break? Plus, is that just counterproductive? That's a sentence you never think you'll say as an adult, but there I was. And honestly, it was good coffee, money well spent. Then we got on the boat. Too many people, too little room. My long legs folded up into positions they were never designed to occupy. The captain was doing tricks, hitting waves, loud music, a speaker directly underneath my seat, every bump going straight into my tailbone. I was in the center of the boat. Does that matter to my comfort level? And I started wondering something. When did experiences become extreme? Why does everything have to be an adrenaline rush? Why can't we simply get from point A to point B anymore? Why does transportation have to become entertainment? We arrived at Sazan Island. I started filming, thinking about history, thinking about Albania and the environment, thinking about how fascinating it is that I'm here at all. An American man living in Albania, filming videos about philosophy, history, and humanity. Then something else occurred to me. The island was beautiful. But there was litter, And there were lots of people, and suddenly I found myself asking another question. Are we loving places to death? Is overtourism giving us experiences? Or is it simply multiplying the very problems we claim to care about? We boarded the boat to our next destination. The stupid captain was trying to catch the waves like some Australian surfer, then my sunglasses flew off my face on the boat trip. Gone and into the sea, I was pissed off. Yet another expense, and immediately another thought entered my head. Am I now polluting the very waters I want to defend? Completely accidental, but isn't that humanity in a nutshell? So much of the damage we do isn't malicious, it's careless. Unintended consequences? The story of civilization. Then we went to Haxiali Cave. 3 or 4 other tour boats came and went. No swimming. Then another stop. A pebble beach we were at for 2 hours. I lounged, walked around, talked to a friend who joined me on the excursion. Didn't film any there. And finally, we headed back to Vlore. Now here's the funny part. The best part of the entire boat ride was before the weather turned. I closed my eyes, relaxed, felt the wind through my hair, the motors mostly dampening the loud music coming from under my seat, just living in the moment, something we forget to do too often. Then the captain started doing tricks again, and my long legs, resting against the cooler next to me that limited my leg room, were trying to keep me balanced as my tailbone felt every jump on the water. The weather turned, the waves got bigger, but eventually we got back. My friend drove us to our Airbnb. He's upstairs from me. I worked on my Sazan video, used AI to help edit and review it. Am I helping or hurting by using AI as a one-man team? We went back to the beach for dinner, ordered penne pasta with ham. It was underwhelming and undercooked. I saw the waiter bring out pizzas to other tables. I should have ordered that. There's probably a life lesson in there somewhere. When in doubt, order pizza. I was really tired by this point, probably too much of sun or wind or exercise. We headed back in his car. I finished the video. By this point it was 10 p.m. Was still hungry, but decided not to eat again so late, so instead of unwinding or eating again, I just went to bed. At 3:30 this morning, my brain decided to replay the whole thing. And perhaps that's the point, because yesterday wasn't remarkable. Nobody saved the world. Nothing historic happened. No great revelation descended from the heavens. It was simply a day. And yet our lives are nothing more than thousands of ordinary days stacked together. And if we don't stop to examine them once in a while, are we truly living them at all? Anyway, that's enough philosophy for now. I think it's time for that coffee.